Hey, happy Thursday. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to these every week. I guess I'm getting used to doing them, which is kind of funny. Everyone who's watching them tells me like how much more comfortable I'm getting, and it just makes me think that like probably the first couple I did, I was not that great. But it also reminds me how, so I sing publicly, I sing on stage at my church, and I've been doing it for about 10 years or so. And when I first got started doing that, I don't even think that you could hear me on the microphone because I was so timid. I knew I could sing, but I just was timid about what other people thought about what I sounded like, if I was good enough to be up there. And now I just kind of realized it doesn't matter about me so much, because that's not why I'm here. I'm here to tell you guys useful information, might be helpful to you. When I'm singing on stage, it's not for me, it's because it's part of the worship service. So same kind of deal. I just have to get over myself, and then I think another aspect of that is also because I'm an introvert and just don't like being in front of people. So anyway, like I said, I'm looking forward to these videos. And also I would love to hear from you just before I get started today. If you are watching these, I usually post these on Facebook Live first, and a handful of you watch live. And that doesn't really matter to me if you're live or not, because the great thing is that with Facebook Live, you can save the video and download it, and people can watch it later on our Facebook page. Also, I use the video on IGTV. I can post that same video on IGTV as well as YouTube. So there's multiple platforms that this video goes on to, and I would love to hear where you're watching it from, and just if you're watching it, because I've had several people tell me in person that they're watching them, but of course my statistics don't tell me who is watching, or you just aren't leaving any comments. So I'd love to hear from you if you are watching. And anyway, so getting on to the topic today, I wanted to talk about collaborative design, because I think one of the advantages of hiring my design firm for your projects is that there are 3 designers that are working there. And the way that we work is, that I've always preferred to work, is collaboratively. So it doesn't matter who's lead on the project, most of them it's me. But so one of us will have a vision, we'll flesh it out, and then get feedback from the other designers about, is this the best scenario? And then plus you have 2 other skilled designers looking at it, saying, oh, this layout might work a little bit better. I think this fabric would work better. These colors aren't quite matching, and just seeing like another point of view, so that I feel like by the time it gets to the client to see, it's already gone through 3 designers' critical eye, and it's definitely something that's worth showing to the client. And sometimes we have, clients who might want to see other options at the presentation, which sometimes we'll have alternates for our selections. Usually by the time we get to that phase, that at least the floor plan is pretty much in place, and that's just something that we discovered that the client forgot to tell us at the presentation. Like, oh, by the way, I need a bench at the end of the bed because I always sit there to put my shoes on, or something like that. So we can always add that in. But for the most part, by the time the client sees this design and all the details, it has gone through the ringer with the 3 of us just hashing it out. So I feel like that is an advantage of hiring our firm and also other large firms, is because of the collaboration. And what kind of drove it in to me was that yesterday I was on an install, and Leah and Lily were out on another install. So Leah had run lead on a project, and they were installing that one. And then I was up in Forest Hill doing the other one, which was for my bookkeeper. And she came to me with some needs because she had just moved, and sorry, my neighbor's like car is beeping, must be malfunctioning. Anyway, so she had moved, and her style is very traditional. I don't usually attract traditional clients because that's not what's shown in our portfolio, and it's just not a style that I enjoy working in as much. And so I usually lean towards modern, transitional, clean lines, things like that. So doing a traditional design was definitely a challenge for me. And I also felt like my two other designers did not have very much experience doing that because we primarily do more modern design. So that was a challenge for all three of us to kind of come up with solutions that would work. And then another challenge I noticed was that even having the right vendors to source products, that a lot of mine don't really go as traditional as this client wanted to see. So we did end up having some great solutions for her. And then, so yesterday we were installing the upholstery and the rugs and mirror and things like that, and accessorizing a little bit. And I had asked her going up there, if she needed any accessories, because I knew she had a lot of antiques and things from family that she probably didn't need much. So we just brought some pillows and things like that. And then what turned out to be like a 2.5-hour installation, because she had set out all of her things on the countertop, and I had to, style her room with them. Additionally, she had 2 bookshelves in the living room that were packed full of books because she's short on book display. She loves her books and is having a hard time paring them down. So I had to take all of those books out with her permission and rearrange them so as to make it more interesting, kind of like how I do here with my bookshelf, and also to incorporate some of her objects that she had, vases and statues and things like that, that were family heirlooms and things that were important to her, and would also make those shelves more visually appealing. So typically I'll have one of my designers there with me to give me feedback on, does this look right? Maybe we should move this over here. And it's much easier to do it with another person. I'm remembering now. Of course, I worked for years without someone else, and I did occasionally have interns and, but it's just now I've gotten so used to collaborating with another designer's professional opinion that it was kind of challenging to do it on my own. So moral of the story is that I love collaborating. I'm confident definitely in my own design and my style and everything like that, but I just think it gets so much better when many minds converge and produce a better product. So that is my take on it, and that's definitely what we do in my business, and we all enjoy collaborating, and I think it benefits the client most of all. So I'd love to hear any comments below, and look forward to next week's talk. See you then.